See that sight? That's the sight of an unexpected day freeing up. And what do we ordinary fishermen do when your day frees up? Well, we go fishing, of course. My wife is taking the kids today. There she goes. And so I'm gonna go fishing. And since it's short notice and I'm pretty much packed, I kind of always leave my ice fishing stuff in my vehicle. So that part's not an issue. But I'm still waking up and gotta get my coffee together and stuff like that. So a few things to get ready. We're gonna go out and hit a local favorite. Haven't hit it yet in the ice, so it's first time this year. We'll see what happens. Today is just for fun because it's the joy of fishing and the unexpected gift of a day to do it. So it's another episode of The Ordinary Fisherman, and it starts right now. All right, we made it to the lake. As I mentioned, it's a lake nearby. This is the Grand Lake chain north of Duluth, Minnesota, and we're gonna fish one of those lakes. I know I've showed the back of my vehicle quite a bit in my ice fishing videos, but I don't know if I've ever really shown how I pack. I always leave this packed all winter long so that I can go fishing on a dime. It's one of the things I love about ice fishing. So that's kind of what happened today, was I didn't really have to pack everything. And so really it was just getting some of my warm gear and my coffee and whatever snack I want to bring and throw it in the vehicle and off we go. So what I do is I keep everything in a bin here, from my rods to rod holders. Some of my live bait ends up going inside, but I pack it in here as well. And that all stays contained. That's really nice to have this space, knowing that it'll fit in my sled. And then I have my ice house with my auger sitting on top of it. And then, of course, my sled up here, which is kept with my chairs and heaters and stuff like that. So really the only thing I bring inside when I'm done fishing is my stuff to charge, and I don't want to keep my batteries outside. So electronics, live bait, worm gear is inside, and I have a system for that where I can just grab it and go. So, you know, if I really was in a hurry, I could be out fishing or out the door fishing in 15-20 minutes. That's what The Ordinary Fisherman does. I think a lot of you who love to fish kind of do something similar, I bet. You know, we try to make it simple so that we can spend more time fishing. That's the goal anyway. So now that we're here, we're gonna just hit the lake, and I brought my camera. I've never cameraed this lake. This is really clear water, so I'm really curious. I mean, there's weeds and stuff down there, but I'm just really curious as to where the weed line is and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna try to fish a lot of the weed line today. Today I'm hoping to catch a handful of different kind, including the largemouth bass, which has become one of my sneaky favorites to catch on the ice because they're usually bigger and fun, really fun to catch on light gear. So hopefully you get into one of those today. Just a quick little reminder, if you are enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. That's a great encouragement to me. It also lets YouTube know that there's people interested. Just trying to grow that channel some more and hopefully build an ordinary fisherman culture that's full of fishermen like us that can't really make the big trips all the time. We got to hit the lakes that are nearby where we live. I know y'all are out there. I know there's a whole bunch of you just like me. And so my hope with a lot of this content is to encourage you to continue to get out there and find fish, because they're always biting somewhere. You know, you can always find a fish somewhere if you're willing to work for it. So let's get to the ice, get to some of the fishing action, and enjoy one of these sneaky good little lakes near Duluth. So I made my rounds, got my exercise in, and settling in on a spot that's shallower on this lake so I can use the underwater camera. I saw a bass and some bluegill swimming around in this spot, so we'll settle in here. The other spots, saw some random fish, but nothing tempting enough to set up there. So I'm just out for fun today, and I do want to try to catch a bass, so I opted to stay shallow. And since I cameraed a bass here, I'm going to set up. So, got my steps in though. I'm ready to sit and have my soup, have some lunch, catch some fish. Let's catch some fish. There's a lot of bugs in this water, a lot. This is one of the nice benefits of this camera, is you can see what's going on down there. And like I mentioned earlier, this is a really clear lake. So this is a great lake to have a camera on. And there's just little bugs everywhere. Where there's food, there's fish. I got a bluegill's attention. He's coming right in. Boop. That was fun to watch. Hey, not bad. 7.5 inches maybe. Just sprayed me. There's another one down there. Oh, let's get him, let's get him. Let's have a little action here. Not a big guy, but fun. Well, it's about the same as the other one. I'll take bigger. Close to 8. We'll call it 7.5 still. Actually, that is all of 8. It's a nice little tip for you. If you don't have a tape measure with you, just measure the end of your thumb to the end of your pinky and get that general distance when you stretch it as far as you can go. Mine is 8.5 inches from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the pinky. So you can kind of get a gauge. So I would call him 8. Call him 8. Nice little fish. Put him down this hole. Get my minnow going. Alright, bass, you can come by any time now. That was what I was hoping to find in here, with, of course, the panfish sprinkled in. But I would love to catch a couple of these bass that roam around in these waters, too. Alright. Gosh, it's hard to tell if they've got any size to them. Feels alright. Yeah. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. You know, I'm just sitting on top of this weed bed about 10 feet that way. The weed bed stops and it turns into a gravel bottom. And so, like where I'm at, the weeds that are here are maybe only 6 inches to a foot from the bottom. And then your random coontail weeds kind of just sticking out, and as you get closer to the shore that way, it obviously gets weedier. And so I chose to kind of be on the more open side of the weeds, and obviously where the weed bed had started before the gravel, mostly because I had looked down here and just seen some fish traveling around and took a chance that they would be moving through here. And it hasn't been like hot and heavy, but the fish are definitely traveling along this weed edge, and most of them that are coming through are eating. So higher percentage of bite rate per fish coming by, but a lower percentage of fish kind of overall. I'll take the bite. I had a earlier ice fishing trip this year where I grabbed all kinds of fish and none of them were biting. So in this case, I'd rather have the higher percentage bite rate of fish coming by. Let's look at this guy bite. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's the biggest one of the day so far. Holy smokes. That one's really nice, actually. He did not look that big on the screen. I'm going to measure him. That's almost a toad. Almost 9 inches. Oh, I love my bluegills. I really didn't intend for this to be a bluegill outing. Still hoping for that bass to come through. I've got a couple hours yet. Is it going to be close to 9? mean, obviously this is a rough measurement, but 8 3/4, almost a 9. It still makes me happy. That one was fun. That one was fun. Right in it, smacked it. There seems to be a steady flow of them coming through now. Moving around more, maybe looking for food. You can see on the screen a whole bunch of dots floating around. Those are all little bugs. And they're just out there dancing. So there's plenty of food around, and they're preferring the bigger offering that I have here, which is the tungsten tear jig tipped with spikes, which is kind of a standard go-to. I mean, I use this quite often, and I use it because it works. Oh. If you can put that minnow in your mouth and get the hook in your mouth as well, we're good. No, he's giving up. Let's see if he goes over to my jig. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. What we got here? What we got here? Yeah, another solid 7.5 incher. See, the minnow isn't your thing. The jig. It's the jig. Still not the bass. Man, since earlier today I haven't even seen one come by the screen to even give me a chance to catch it. It's too bad. Oh. We're going to catch 2 in a row here. Why is it the smaller one that makes me laugh? I don't know. Go back and get your grandpa. Maybe because it was 2 in a row? Ooh! Alright, the clock is now ticking for that big bass. Or any bass at this point. Looks like a whole school of bluegills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are on the bottom, spread out. And then this decent one hanging out by the minnow. Here comes one. Not gonna be that big. Oh, but it's fun. Get back down there to the bigger ones. Get down there fast. Tungsten, fall, get down there. Attract another one. Is it gonna be a bigger one though? Here he comes, here he comes. Here he comes. Ooh, this is a bass. This is a bass. We gonna finally get one? Yeah! Stay on, buddy. Stay on. That's what we came for. We came here for you. Ah! Oh! Yeah! Oh, man! I succeeded! Came and targeted bass under the ice, which isn't really a common strategy in northern Minnesota, but I've been fishing these panfish enough and seen these bass down there with them enough and caught them to know they're around and to learn how to target them under the ice. Weeds. So, not a big one, but you know, 13, 14 incher, and that's what we came for. So that's exciting. I'm gonna end with that. You know, it's almost 4 o'clock. and I need to get going for a family dinner. Had a lot of fun today, caught a lot of bluegills, succeeded in getting the bass that I'd hoped to get. There's a lot bigger ones in this lake, so maybe next time we'll get into one of the bigger ones. But if you like the content that I've been able to put out the past year, and you love to fish and you consider yourself an ordinary fisherman, please subscribe to the channel and like the videos and make comments when you feel like you want to share something. I'd greatly appreciate it. That sure encourages me to keep plugging away at this, and lets YouTube know that there's people interested in it and starts to help promote the channel. So thanks for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope all of you can get out there and fish as well. Try to target some bass under the ice if you can, and have some fun with it. Bring a kid with you when you are able to get out, and help them enjoy the great resources we have at our fingertips. Hey, there's always a fish biting somewhere. All you gotta do is go out and find them. I'm Nathaniel, just your ordinary fisherman. God bless, and tight lines.